All right, welcome back to Newsmax Now. Let's talk about the Mideast and some surprising new developments about relationships in that region. Joining me right now is Todd Wood, columnist for the Washington Times and a regular here at Newsmax Now, joining us live from Tel Aviv, Israel right now. Todd, great to have you with us.
Hey, thanks for having me back, John. I appreciate it.
That is a great-looking shot, too. Before we talk about friendships, let's talk about the Obama administration and other nations perhaps looking the other way when it comes to Iranian sanctions violations. According to Bloomberg.com, United Nations monitors said governments reported no new incidents of Iran violating Security Council sanctions against its nuclear program, even though some have unfolded in plain sight. What kind of violations are we talking about here, Todd?
Well, I think it's technical violations of the amount of, uranium they're enriching and other things of that nature. I guess the Obama administration is trying to overlook them as much as they can. However, in this part of the world, reality is what the Israelis look at, and the reality is that Iran is violating the agreements, and they're very afraid of it.
As well they should be. There are a lot of concerns about how much enriched uranium that the Iranian nuclear program has at this point. That's a big part of these talks. But Todd, we look at an article also, as we focus on the region, from the Jewish press, which cites a poll by Israel's Interdisciplinary Center. That poll was conducted over the phone with Saudi natives, and 85% of those folks who answered that survey said their worst enemy right now, the Islamic State. That was rated by 53% as the enemy, but only 18% thought that Israel was in the same category. Of course, Iran at 85% is what these folks in Saudi consider their worst enemy. What does it say, though, that Israel coming in at 18% and you got Iran and ISIS at 53%? Are attitudes changing there in Saudi Arabia in a big way?
Well, the Saudis have always been somewhat not sympathetic to Israel, but view them as a partner in certain ways against Iran. The Saudis are very afraid of Iran. And in fact, if you read the press, they have talked about buying nuclear weapons off the shelf from Pakistan to counter Iran when they develop the bomb, but not if, but when. The Obama administration is going to let them achieve that goal. So they're very, very worried about that. And ISIS is also a threat to their rule. So, Israel, as far as propaganda is concerned, they will talk about it, but it's not what they fear the most, of course.
Well, as you mentioned, there has been this existing kind of relationship between Saudi Arabia and Israel, but now it seems to be more out in the public based on the current threat level of Iran obtaining a nuclear weapon and the growing threat of ISIS.
Well, of course. Yeah, I think that Saudi Arabia is very upset with the United States. They did not attend some Security Council meetings recently in the past as an affront to the Obama administration's policy on Iran, and they're making it known. And they're making it known that that's what they're really worried about, and they're making it known how they're going to counter Iran when they do develop a weapon.
All right, Todd Wood, thanks so much for being with us. Always an interesting dynamic over there in the Middle East, and you stay safe over there, Todd.
All right, thanks very much. Take care.
All right, Todd. Todd Wood from the Washington Times. Thanks for being with us.
Time now to take a look at some uplifting stories in our impact portion of Newsmax Now. Victor Espinoza, the jockey who rode American Pharoah into the history books after winning the Triple Crown, is donating, listen to this, his entire earnings from the Belmont stake to charity. According to ABC, the money will go to City of Hope, a California-based cancer research and treatment center. What a nice gesture. And in New York, Figo, the hero service dog who jumped in front of a minibus to save his blind owner, he's still recovering today. So is Audrey Stone, the dog's owner. She suffered a few broken bones. She calls Figo an amazing companion.
He's a hero. He protected me, through thick and thin.
Aww. And now USA Today is reporting that an anonymous donor has picked up the Golden Retriever's vet bill. Richard Branson, the billionaire investor and founder of the Virgin Group, is giving new parents at his company an entire year off. Nearly 150 employees working for Virgin Management in Europe will get 100% of their salary for 52 weeks. Branson says he knows how important the first year of a child's life is and understands how much work it takes. And this video is getting a lot of attention on the internet, and it's leaving many teary-eyed. Lucas D'Onofrio proposed to his high school sweetheart immediately after the 24-year-old woman finished her final chemo session. Tomorrow Bruzo was diagnosed with lymphoma just one day before Valentine's Day earlier this year, and it makes me want to cry. Oh,
Hold it together,
that's
Miranda.
hard.
That's
That's hard to watch that. Wow.
Love that story too about that dog. You know, dogs are so loyal, especially golden retrievers.
Sorry,
Not surprised
catching
they
my
would
breath
do that
here.
for one.
Wow. I
Yeah.
know. See, even you get teary-eyed.
Sometimes I get a little emotional. Dogs,
I think that's
man's
great.
best friend, woman's best friend, and those guide dogs, they are absolutely amazing.
I think that's so great that somebody picked up that vet bill, and way to go to that jockey for donating his entire earnings
Good for
to
him.
cancer treatment. That's wonderful.
We're going to step aside real quick, but here's a quick look at your forecast for around the country.